Okay, this is the update for May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, by the way. And yesterday, not much got done. That was Saturday, and it was raining probably 3/4 of the day. But what was interesting about that was it gave me an opportunity to check inside to see how the Bondo had sealed up the leaks or not. So let me flip you over here. I'm going to go inside and just show you. Well, you're not going to be able to see too much because it's already dried up, but go inside. All of the north wall was dry when I came in here, except for two of the ribs. It was the number 3 rib and number 5 rib. And interestingly, I don't know, I can see it. You probably can't, but I can see a couple of little pinholes that were letting the water in. So I think that's easily remedied by just putting a little bit more Bondo on there, and that should really finish up the north side. I will actually sand it down and do a final coat later, but I'm just trying to get everything sealed up right now. Now on the other side, obviously, it was a disaster. It was all wet all along this southern wall. I mean, if you can see, it's like Swiss cheese there. I can zoom in on that. You can see the light coming through. So yeah, there was a lot of water here. I broomed it out and then just put the fans on to dry it up. Today it was completely dry when I came in here. But what I've been doing today is I really wanted to do a little bit better job of grading this side. Get the shade here. I don't know if it really comes across on camera or not, because I only see things as they are. If you're watching the videos, you might be able to see the difference between, previous videos and this one. I did a lot more grading. This side is a pain in the ass because there are a lot of roots. This tree here has roots coming all in here, and so I worked probably about 4 hours trying to get the roots out, at least back to somewhere around here, and try to get the slope of this a little bit better. It still needs some work, but definitely making progress. And then I was able to remove all the crusty bits of rust on the first 5 ribs, and then put the rust converter treatment on. So tomorrow, well, I may wait to get them all rust converted, but I could probably, well, no, I can't because I don't have the Bondo yet. I ordered another can of it. But when that comes in, I can wash these down and then start sealing this side up. And just to give you an idea, I mean, this side was much worse. Look at the crusty rust bits. So what I had to do is I use a chisel, I scrape them off, then I wire brush it before I do the rust conversion treatment. Otherwise the conversion won't get underneath all those big rusty, crusty bits on top of that rust. So yeah, you got to get that off there before you do the rust treatment. And then yeah, I did a little bit more coming from the other end to grade this, and that's about all I got done today. So hopefully tomorrow I can get the rest of this graded all the way to the end, and then maybe get I don't know, another 5 or 10 of these ribs treated with the rust treatment. And that's it. So may the 4th be with you. I'm out. Oh, one more thing. for May the 4th. As I was digging out along the southern side of the Quonset hut, I found more junk, but I found a literal boat anchor. So somebody must have had a boat sitting on the side there, and when they pulled the boat out, they forgot their anchor. So more junk to get rid of, and a boat anchor. I don't know if I'll ever need a boat anchor, but it still looks like it's in decent shape. So yeah, every time it rains, it uncovers more rusted nuts and bolts around here. So I'm still finding stuff. Anyway, it's getting less and less, which is good. All right, have a good one. Bye. So I thought I'd try and get a short video of how I remove the crusty rust on these ribs before I do the rust conversion treatment. So this one is like middle of the road here. It's got some pretty nasty, crusty rust on there, but it's certainly not the worst. So we'll give it a shot here. So first I'm going to brush it off. Get some leaves out of here. And the major part of this is to use a chisel and just pop this rust off here. Some of that. Okay. Okay. And start with a little bit of a brush. this over here. Show the other side. Okay, that's about it. So this one's ready for rust conversion. That's the process. Only another 12 times. All right, I'm out. This is the update for May 5th. Actually didn't expect to get too much done today because I was in town till about 2 o'clock. But I came back, had a burst of energy, and decided to do a little bit of rusty crust removal. I guess that's what we'll call it these days. And also dig out the rest of the southern side of the Quonset hut. So let me flip you around here, and you can see that this is the southern side. Now we've got it basically dug out the whole way, although this is what I just finished digging out about 10 minutes ago. There's a lot of roots in here, you can see it. So I got to dig all these out and then maybe pull some of the dirt from over here to fill this in. I'm looking at this foundation, I'm like, holy crap. I'm wondering if that's just a footer along the outside. I can't imagine that they poured solid concrete that thick. So I'm thinking that's a footer. But either way, look at the width of that slab. It's got to be close to 10 inches at least. So the other thing I did earlier today was I did 5 more of these and then rust conversion treated them. So now I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to do on the southern side. I'll definitely get that finished up tomorrow as long as we have good weather. So no big deal there, but ooh, man, some of these have some serious holes in them. So it's going to be Bondo City in the next couple of days. I think we're going to have rain on Wednesday, so I don't know. And then I pulled more stuff out of the ground as I was digging along the southern side. Let me go in here. Maybe you can see the holes. Hold on a second. Yeah, I mean, whew, look at those. Look at those holes. Jeez. The light's not too good, but you can see them. Yeah. Lots of holes. Anyway, I've got Bondo now. So that came, and when I'm done with the rust conversion treatment, I can go ahead and start getting the Bondo done on this side, and that should seal me up, other than the two ribs on the north side that I have to just do a little bit of extra Bondo work on to seal them up. But that was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that after the rain. Not much moisture got in there. So, okay, well, tomorrow, more digging, more rusty crust removal, and more rust conversion treatment. That's the plan. All right, I'm out. Bye. Okay, so quick midday update on May 6th. Milestone reached. I have all of the ribs, crusty bits scraped off, and everyone has been rust treated with the rust converter. And so as soon as I allow that to do its magic conversion, I'll wash it off and we'll start the Bondo. So hopefully in the next day or so, we'll all be Bondoed up. All right, this is the afternoon of May 6th, the update for today. And I'm going to call it a little early today because I've been doing a lot of digging and I've just had about enough for today. Anyway, so I think with the earlier update on the back side, on the southern side, we got the last 7 or 8 of the ribs scraped off all the crusty rusties and then did the rust conversion. So let me flip you around. Yeah, so move this back out a little. Yeah, so that's the last 7 or 8 that were done. Then, as I was waiting for that to do its magic, I did a little bit more grading work along here. Got rid of a lot of those those big roots that were sticking out of the ground. So that's mostly gone. I still have a little bit of smoothing out to do. It's going to settle too because it's all like really loose dirt. So I got to wait for that to settle. And then I'll rake it up a little bit more, smooth it out. And then all I have to do is the back side. That's it. That'll be all 4 sides. And then in the meantime, I washed down these first 10 or 11 ribs. And this time, instead of just hosing it off, I actually used a brush to help get that chemical off of off the metal. And that seemed to help a lot more. It cleaned up a lot faster and I only had to wash it down like 2 or 3 times. And then I managed to get the first 3 ribs bondoed. That turned out okay. I think I'm getting a little better at this. I can estimate how much I need, how much of the hardener to use, how to mix it a little better, how to apply it a little better. So I'm still no expert, believe me, but I think I can move faster now because I have a little bit of experience with it. So yeah, I mean, today I was a little worried because we were supposed to get some more rain this afternoon, at least according to the radar, but the sun's been playing hide and seek. And I didn't want to risk having it rain while I was doing Bondo work. So, I don't know. I got some sun now. I may try and do a few more, but I also may just call it quits because I don't know what it's going to do weather-wise. So, yeah, that's the update for today. It's looking pretty good. I think by tomorrow I should have at least the first 10 to 12 ribs bondoed, and then I'll get these other ones cleaned off, and then the next day I should be able to finish up the Bondo and finish up this grading work. And then it will be moving on to probably power washing the building and starting to think about painting. So that's it. Pretty good day. Talk to you tomorrow. All right, well, today is May 8th. And yesterday, May 7th, really was not too much to update. The weather has not been cooperating, and so I kind of lost all day yesterday. The only thing I did get done, taking advantage of the fact that it was raining, was to actually wash off all of the rust conversion chemical from the last 8 ribs of the Quonset hut on the southern side. So yeah, that's really all I got done yesterday. And then today, it looked as though on the weather radar that I was going to get a full day to do bondo work on the southern side. And I was in town this morning, kind of waiting for things to get sunny and just warm up a bit and get nice and dry. And when I got back, I started doing some bondo work, and then we got a huge rainstorm. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, it's probably the heaviest rain I've seen since I've been here, which is a little over a month now. Yeah, you could hardly even see it on the radar, but man, it poured. However, I did get some bondo work done. I'm going to switch you around here and show you that. Yes, so I think you'd seen the first 3 on here were done. So I got up to, I think I got 11 done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11 of the ribs bondoed with first coat, and then it poured. And now I'm going to have to wait for everything to dry out all over again before I can start doing more bondo. But looks like, at least for now, the weather should be good tomorrow, and I should be able to finish up the rest of the bondo work on the southern side. So that's pretty much it. This morning I did get my garage door ordered, and unfortunately that's going to take about 4 to 5 weeks to show up. But the good news is they're delivering it. So, but other than that, I got to check inside to see what it looks like, in here. See if we got any water coming in, but it's going to be really hard to tell because the water tends to run from here down. So obviously down there is a bunch of big holes. Water's going to get in, and it's probably going to travel down here a little bit. So can't really do any definitive testing of whether or not this side worked until I get that done down there. So yep, tomorrow looks like we're going to get good weather and finish up the bondo, and then we can move on. I'm out. Okay, update for Friday, May 9th. This has been the week of uncooperative weather. Yeah, and we're about to get slammed yet again. I'm just in between rain showers here, so I thought I'd get this done. I was able to take advantage of the fact that it was raining and just but clean up all of the aluminum metal that was leaning up against this tree here. Hold on, I'll flip you over here. Yeah, if you recall, there was a bunch of sheet metal and metal parts just sitting here. So I scrubbed them down with the hose, put them inside the Quonset hut to dry off. You can see them in here. So some of the sheets of metal. I mean, they're still good, so I might as well keep them. And then there were some other parts behind those sheets of metal that I kept. But I was able to get some bondo work done. We had a clear morning. Actually, it wasn't clear, but it did get a little bit of sun earlier today. And some of this was dry enough to do bondo. So down here at the end, I got the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think it was the last 5 here done, because they were dry. And I think it's because of the trees. There's like no branches hanging over them. But over here, you get other branches, which I'm going to have to get cut off. They continue to drip rain down on to the Quonset hut, and it filters down into here. And these were just not dry enough to do Bondo work. I mean, it was close, but I was seeing a little bit of moisture in the crevice between the concrete and the Quonset hut metal, and I just didn't feel like taking the chance, and then later on it doesn't bond right, and then I've screwed it all up. So I have to take it off and redo it. So yeah, I just left those as is, and remaining, I just have 1, 2, 3 to go on the southern side, at least first coat. And yes, this is not the end of the Bondo story. They're all going to have to be sanded and have a second coat on the Bondo, at least for the first, the first couple of maybe 5 ribs here, because even with these here from the inside, I can still see a few pinholes of light coming through, and that means water's going to get through too. So yep, it all has to get a second coat, but I'm getting close to getting it at least done with the first coat, and it's made a world of difference in terms of how much water gets into the Quonset hut and lays along the inside here. So mostly dry, and then I moved some equipment down here. I'm going to start to make some steps to get up to the top of the Quonset hut. I have some ideas on how to do that. Could be interesting. We'll see. Maybe it's a failure, but you'll see as it develops. And then, yeah, I just put these sheets of plywood here so that I can put the scaffolding here. I can put the scaffolding right out here, and then start to put up the tarps on the outside just to seal it up, because the garage door isn't going to be here for about 4 to 5 weeks. So that's it. I wish I had gotten done more, but weather just wasn't going to cooperate. But there's always tomorrow. So I'm out.